Welcome, Packer family, to a WCC Grid Talk rant. I'm coming to you live right after this embarrassing Green Bay Packers loss to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with a final score of 34-20. I needed to hop on after this game was over and done with because this was really a bad game. And not necessarily so much on the offensive side. We saw a lot of things that were taking place, especially with a couple injuries that were happening. Jaden Reed ended up going out for a little bit. Obviously, we ended up going into this game. We had Aaron Jones, who ended up coming back, but A.J. Dillon was out with this broken thumb. So there were a lot of injuries that are still taking place, and it really showed in this game, especially on the defensive side of things. No Darnell Savage today. We ended up getting Eric Stokes back, but still for 6 consecutive weeks, I don't know why he's not just on injured reserve as of this point, but no Jair Alexander. And we really felt it today when it came to the secondary, okay? Total yards for the Buccaneers in this game, 452 yards. That's total yards, okay? Passing yards, 353 yards. Baker Mayfield ends up throwing for 381 yards, 4 touchdowns. He went 22 for 28. This secondary was awful today. Just absolutely awful. They were playing some type of preventative defense, which was not working. It wasn't working at all. Baker was able to get this ball through so many holes and so many cracks that was in this secondary that it was just absolutely embarrassing. And I don't know where else to go from here, but the Packers are not doing well, and now with this loss, this puts us at 6-8. The Buccaneers move up to 7-7, and we are now out of the playoff race for the time being. By looking at some of the stats that I have up currently right now, Packers defense, their total defense is currently ranked 19th in the league. Their passing defense was ranked 8th. That was previously before this game. I know that it's definitely going to end up dropping with how many yards the Buccaneers were able to throw on us during this game. But our rushing defense is ranked 31st, okay? We are second from last in rushing defense in the entire league. Overall, you look at this defense and we are not going to go anywhere. We were more concerned with the offense going into this season than we were the defense. And those roles have kind of switched up a lot, especially with the injuries that have taken place. No Christian Watson, Jaden Reed getting hurt. Aaron Jones has been out for multiple weeks. Now A.J. Dillon's gone. There's a lot of things that have taken place. Luke Musgrave, okay, ended up going on injured reserve. There are a lot of things that have taken place, and this Packers team is taking a beating when it comes to the injury report. But the offense has finally started to show up, okay? And I mean, just by looking at Jordan Love's stats today, okay? So Jordan Love today ended up going 29 for 39, 284 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Dontavian Wicks really showed out in this game. Malik Heath showed out in this game. Tucker Kraft showed out in this game. Bo Melton finally ended up actually having an NFL catch. Just due to the injuries that are taking place, they're really just starting to spread the love, as we like to say, with these young core wide receivers. And they're showing up. They're doing their thing. The defense is not, okay? We in this game, in the third quarter, we ended up having back-to-back scoring drives. We allowed the Buccaneers back-to-back scoring drives. And they were able to do so in like 7-8 plays. You know, the one thing that was really irritating with this defense is even if we did something great, like I think in the third quarter there was one drive where we ended up sacking Baker for 8 yards, brought him to a 2nd and 18. Then there was a holding call that we ended up taking, brought him to 2nd and 28. And what did we do? We allowed them to get the first down right then and there. It almost got to a certain point in this game where it wasn't even exciting that we were getting sacks first or second down, because we knew that there was just another play for them to go ahead and just obliterate our secondary. Okay, I'm making the call and I'm making the claim. Something needs to change here, and I think Joe Barry has finally ended his time with the Green Bay Packers. I think we need to start looking forward and figuring out where this team is going to be going in the future, because after these two losses to the Giants and the Buccaneers, and the way that this NFC is really competing right now, it doesn't look like we're going to have any chance of making the playoffs this year. I mean, it's still early on, but that's just at least my take on it after this loss. Let me know your opinions on this. You can find and follow us on all of our social media platforms that are listed right down here below at WCC Grid Talk. Go ahead and pop on the Discord. I'll go ahead and list a question and a poll on there, and you can go ahead and voice your opinions on this. With that being said, my name is Mateo with the WCC Grid Talk. Thanks for joining.